On this episode of Hi, It's Grave Girls, a conversation about authenticity and method. Hi, it's Grave Girls. I'm Danielle, and it's our show. We're gonna do our show. So here we go. Hey, baby, how you feeling? Feeling dead as hell. You know, it's Grave Girls, right? But no, seriously, allergies have got me like dying right now. The allergies are really bad. Spring is springing. It's springing. So yeah. Grave Girls is releasing our music video, highly anticipated, for Jesus Saves Written on a Cigarette, and that comes out Thursday. And I'm really excited about it. We're doing a behind the scenes. It should be up tonight or tomorrow. I'll let you know. You'll hear it on the show, I'm sure, tomorrow, one way or the other. So yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm really happy lately. I feel happy. Things are going well. Things are going grand. You know, it's all about perspective, and it depends on where you stand. So, sorry for the rhyming. I've been writing lyrics all morning for some of the new stuff. The album itself, Empress of a Shattered Glass, that we are currently releasing and working on throughout the year, is a concept album. And the song I'm doing right now is kind of one of those, like, you could say transitional, like, moments of story. So I'm just trying to like make that translate as much as possible, because I have a clear idea in my head, and you know, part of it's written already, of you know, what I want to say and do. But in the songs themselves, almost all of them are allegorical. There's few of them that are like spot on, just kind of like saying the thing out loud. So yeah, most of them are allegorical and just kind of like, you know, you gotta use your imagination, you could say. So as far as that goes, I was just thinking this morning about authenticity and methods. So I had a professor once that told me, if you're going to bring up authenticity in music, you have to define it. So I guess I'm just trying to talk about, like, you know, culture-bound signifiers that sort of, like, show that someone is being real with their art, you know? And, it's hard work. I think about the film The Prestige, actually. And like, you know, that scene where I think it might be Christian Bale talking about like, talking about, you know, a specific... Oh no, what is that guy's name? I can't remember his name. He's like an older actor. He's talking about a magician who had such incredible method. And, you know, he goes through this story saying, you know, well, how was it actually done if it wasn't real, I guess. And it's funny because they're talking about authenticity in terms of a performance about magic and about fooling people. And I'm not saying, you know, in music, you're almost never going to really get away with fooling people unless you're doing it in like sort of a sarcastic or ironic way, which is not always my favorite. I'm actually not a big fan of the songs that are like, you know, well, I'm a bad man, I killed my wife, and stuff, and like talking about like just rotten things. Ironically, because Jesus Saves Written on a Cigarette that we just released, which has a music video coming out this Thursday, it deals a lot with, you know, I literally say I'm a bad man, and the reason I do that is to like declare that I am being, you know, referential, because I don't like it when there's not, you know, you put the negativity in but you don't make it referential, and therefore, you know, you can let the if you let the performance take over you, people just kind of like see you in that light you didn't want them to see, if that makes sense. So I avoid it, and I don't write songs like that. But I am definitely someone who is kind of obsessed with method. For me personally, my method comes out a lot in my emotional content, and I feel like I'm always, you know, in your head. If you talk in your head, you're often spinning narratives, right? Whether it's true or whether it's a bunch of nonsense, your brain is like kind of like weaving connections and developing those into feelings. So I guess what I mean to say is that like I bring a lot emotionally to the table with my the development of my narrative. I'm never going to sing about something that I don't take seriously in a certain way. I'm just like a serious artist like that. Even if I'm making a joke, there's a serious element to it in one way, shape, or form or another. You know, kind of like Hell. In Like Hell, it has that line, and like a cancer, we're gonna fucking cut you out, which is a literal pun, you know, but it's serious. It's a serious talk. So, for example, with Like Hell, you know, a lot of my method was to be angry. I wanted that song to be relatively angry and, you know, about change. About how angry about how things should be and how things need to change and how it's dire, it's necessary, and I am emphatic that it should happen. So that morning, you know, when I was recording it, I had Charlie talk to me about politics all morning, which sometimes she'll talk about politics and I'm just like, every now and then I just like can't really handle it. It's just like too much. You know, I want to be aware, and I am aware of the things, but like sometimes when you're talking about like so-and-so getting a haircut or like eating a corn dog, like I really just don't want to hear about it. You know, so here we are talking about authenticity, and you know, I think what it is you gotta own it with a certain honesty, and you gotta like let go of your pretensions. I think if you come at things with assumptions, you will almost always fall flat on your face with it, because, you know, people can tell when you come at them with assumptions. And, you know, we're social creatures. We are very intelligent, you know, passively. We're probably more intelligent passively than we are actively as a species, but that's a whole nother conversation for another time. So with that in mind, fire off at me in the comments if you have questions. I know I didn't go into like super deep detail, but this isn't like a class exactly, or anything like that. But anyways, yeah, so have a great day. I'm having a great day. Bye, it's Grave Girls. Hey, hey, hey.